Hi guys, we're rolling into another lesson. This is Chapter 11, Lesson 4. We are going to be studying and understanding the term area of a shape. But let's do a little review with perimeter. In thinking about perimeter, I was thinking if you drew it like this, it might help you to recall what perimeter is. I am drawing a line all the way around the word, the perimeter. And then for area, we can think of it in terms of the parts that are filled in. Let me give you an example. And just like that, we have the A filled in. That is the area of that A. And now we have the other A filled in. The area of the A is filled in. And by writing the words these two ways, you may be able to recall the definition of them. We're actually going to look at the definition in the next slide. So the definition of area is the measure of the number of the unit squares needed to cover a surface. Let's start with the triangle. This outside edge that I am trying to neatly draw would be the perimeter of the triangle, and the yellow is the area. What about the the red rectangle? The blue line would be the perimeter. The red is the area. In the football stadium, the perimeter is the white edge, and the grass would make up the area. And the final example we have is the yard that I showed you in an earlier video. The perimeter would be where we laid the pipe down. And the area is all of this dirt. That makes up the area. One more definition I'd like you to see is that of a unit square. And it is a square with a side length of 1 unit. Squares have 4 equal sides, and that is why we can say a side length of 1 unit, because every side is the exact same length. So this would be 1 square unit. At the bottom of page 465, they ask you to use a geoboard to form a figure made of 2 unit squares. Well, we don't have the geoboards in our room, so I'm just going to show you. This would be a shape that uses 2 square units, and here they are. Here's 1 square unit, here's another one. And I'm sure we could do one going the opposite, or actually perpendicular. We'll study that later. But this is another way to do a figure with 2 square units. This area is 2 square units. So at this point you can pause the video and draw your figures with 2 square units. Meanwhile, in section B, it asks you to do a figure that's made of 3 unit squares. So I'm going to make one that I'm partial to, being that my first name is Lori. Kind of looks like an L, huh? So this does in fact use 3 unit squares. 1, 2, 3. And I could think of another one to do. If I connect the dots, you can see that we've used 3 square units. 3. And last but not least, if you go to page 466, they are going to ask you to make some figures, 3 different ones, using 4 square units. I'm going to do one now, and you are welcome to copy me for the first one, but then you're going to need to do the rest on your own. So here I'm going to use 4 square units, and if I connect the dots, you could see the 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4 square units. So going to Going to page 466, you're going to find this exact setup where it does ask you to make 3 different figures that use 4 square units. I'd like for you to do that now. So go ahead and pause the video and take care of that. Alright guys, so I know you knocked that out of the park. We're just going to do a quick review. I drew a cloud here, and I would like for you to tell me what makes up the perimeter, what makes up the area of this cloud. Alright, the perimeter, yes, is the blue line, and the area would be the white. Moving on, we're going to add another little figure here. It's a very crude picture, guys. I did a horrible job, sorry. But what would be the perimeter of this? The perimeter would be the frame. I know I heard someone say it. And the area would make up the entire picture that's inside of the frame. That would be the area. Okay, now we have a triangle here. And the area of this triangle, you guys know this. Yeah, it is the yellow inside part. All of that yellow makes up the area, which means that the perimeter is the sort of like an orange frame, isn't like a dark orange frame. Moving on, what would you call this? Hello, unit squares, all kinds of unit squares, like we're celebrating. It looks like confetti, huh? Alright guys, you're super smart, and I know your brains are growing even as you have all these weeks off. But I hope you're enjoying your time. I hope you're being so kind to your family, and find some way to help someone today. Maybe it's a phone call, maybe it's a text, maybe you just tell someone that you appreciate them. Just find a way to let people know that you care about them, and spread the love, guys. Have a good day.